Hey trader, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be talking about trade management and how to cut your losers and things like that. So if you're someone who does this, you exit early when it's working and you hold when it's not, well, you're not alone. Lots of traders end up in this spot, and I was the same, and a lot of the clients who come to me are in the same boat. But today I'm going to bust how to actually do it properly, and something I'm going to also go into something that you may not ever have thought about before, and it's going to change how you think a little bit. So I'm excited to share that, and it really did change things for me as well. So we'll get into that later in the video. So here I just want to show you some trades that I'm in, me and my members, and we have zero open risk. And what that means is basically all these trades are either in profit or break even, so we can't lose on them. And what that means is there's no stress, there's no mental load, and like I said here, there's no risk on. So it's really liberating. It's really calming, and you trade at peace. Okay, when you have rules in place to let the trade work and stuff like that. But an important thing is, understanding the system. And for me, my edge is simple. The best trades work fast. Okay. And the ones that don't, they tend to stall, drift, and then stopping you out. So I created rules around my system where I stay with the ones that work and I cut the ones that don't fast. And what this does is it keeps my average loss small and my risk to reward really big. So I win big and I lose small. And the good thing about this is it's objective, mechanical, there's zero guesswork. And that's where a lot of traders can go wrong. They don't know when to exit because they have no rules in place to exit, and they don't understand how the system works. So, of course, they're going to end up trading emotionally and doing what we said at the beginning, holding on to the losers and cutting the winners because they don't have a plan in place. They don't have a simple structure. So, like I wrote here, I don't guess, and I certainly don't hope. But what are most traders doing? Well, they're like this guy here. If price creeps towards this stop, they just watch, or if it goes sideways, they start to freeze. They're trading on hope and best guesses. And basically, what that equals is the trading on emotion. And emotional trading is the worst way to trade. So, what I do is I don't hope, I do rules. Okay, very objective rules to stay in the trade and get out of the trade. So, like I said, if the trade underperforms, I'm out of there. Okay, I want to be seeing the momentum come into the trade and showing me it works straight away. If not, it means my timing is just wrong. So I get out, and this keeps my losses small. And the trades that work straight away, move fast, I stay in. It is really that simple. And we don't need to overcomplicate this. It really is that simple. Trading is all about simplicity. We have a tendency to want to overcomplicate things, but it doesn't have to be that way. And this is what my minimalist approach is all about, keeping it simple. When you keep it simple, it's easier to trade, you make less mistakes, and everything just works out better. The secret most traders never realize is the edge isn't actually in winning more, it's in losing less. So losing less, okay? And we're going to dive into a little bit about why this is so magical when you can lose less. Now, what most traders try and do is they try and maximize the upside, but the secret is really reducing your average loss, okay? If you do that, if you can, instead of losing 1%, you lose 0.5%, you've doubled the amount you make over the long run. If you count over 100, 1,000 trades and your average loss is 0.5%, that goes on the top side. You make more just by reducing your average loss. Okay, so it's not about making more on the upside, technically. It's about reducing the average loss. It's very, very powerful. So let me show you. So let's say you normally win 3% and when you lose a full percent, -1. Okay, that's a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Well, look what happens when you reduce that average loss. So if you win 3R, but instead your average loss instead of a 1 is now 0.75, your risk to reward ratio becomes a 4-to-1 just by doing a 0.25%. Okay, so you could literally, after you enter a trade, move it up a quarter, and now your average loss is 0.75. Okay, instantly. That's just an example, but that's how simple it can be. Next, win 3R, but your average loss is now 0.5% instead of the full 1. Your risk to reward ratio is now 6-to-1. Madness. Or If you can reduce it even more, where you win 3 or you lose just a 1/4% now, you've got a 12-to-1 risk reward ratio. Magic, isn't it? So it's the same wins, just smaller losses, and therefore faster growth. So it's crazy, isn't it? Work on reducing the average loss. And that's why it's so important to cap your losses, because when you do that, you're going to make more. Where most traders, 90% have got it backwards. They're doing it the opposite way around. They're trying to win more and they're trying to avoid the loss, and therefore it messes up the results. So I hope this has kind of changed your beliefs a little bit about managing the trade. So this is what it is. It's capital protection, and it's what most miss. And I built my system, like I said, to cut fast, cheat more, and grow steady. And this works because I have things in place. So just going into a bit of the technicals and stuff, I have break-even rules. So when it goes to a certain oil multiple, I'm moving it to break even, because usually when it gets to that, it's either going to work or it's not. And I use time stops. So if it hasn't moved in X amount of candles, then I move it to break even, or I exit the trade if I'm not in profit. So what this does is it reduces my average loss. So I'm never taking, well, don't get me wrong, I do take a full loss here and there, but rarely am I taking a full loss. It's usually a 0.5%, 1/4%. So what does that do to my risk to reward? It makes it even larger. So these are the things that I have in place. And the good thing with this is they're objective black and white rules. There's no, if it's at this structure, this support and resistance, I do this, none of that, because that causes hesitation, overthinking, and I'm not into that. It's ruined my trading in the past. So I'm all about mechanical, simple rules to follow. And time stops, break even rules work perfectly. And I do a few other things. But yeah, that's mainly how I use it in my system. I'm not monitoring trades. I let the system do what it's got to do. Once it's at break even or my time stops are there, I do whatever, and then I let the trade work and do its thing. And this is the split. So traders who lose and traders who compound. So for me and my clients, we're not guessing. We just follow this simple structure. Now, it's not magic. It's nothing special. It's just a method. So I create a minimalist system and it tells what to do. It's as simple as if it happens, I do B. So for example, if the market hasn't moved in profit to X amount of candles, I exit. That's it. That's my rules. And it's simple as this: enter, exit, done. There's no guesswork involved. So that's what you need to get to. And just wanted to put a bit of a plug in here for my clients. As you can see, one of the things that a lot of clients tell me is that the trade management side of things that I've explained today that I teach in the trifecta approach is one thing that really stood out for them. Like Raging here, he said he loved the bit on the risk mitigation section because he's took numerous courses and numerous mentors, whatever, that said just lose 1%, whatever, but they never actually showed him how to do it. And like he said here, there's a plan A and plan B, which allows to protect the capital even more, just like I said previously. So proof right there of Raging. And Dan actually gave me a nice little email the other day. And he said he just wanted to point out, I think the most important thing and perhaps the new thing for him that he never even realized, maybe like a lot of you today, is about cutting the losers aspect. It's a real eye opener for him. This is something that not a lot of people teach. They teach a course, they give you education, but I teach the system. I show you how to implement it and things like that. So, yeah, just wanted to share. This is something not a lot of people teach, and it's so important. Risk management is king, in my opinion. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you do want more help with this, there's actually a video down below that explains how I use this minimalist trading approach, me and my clients, and how it helps us scale our trading in just 10 minutes a day. It also goes into why we trade this system, for freedom, for peace, my mission, my values, all that good stuff. So if that's something you're interested in, just click the link below. But nonetheless, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.